Hello, once again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Now, what we want to speak about in this video is plain and simple. Around the world, you see more and more homelessness. And if you're living in a big metropolitan, you see a lot of homelessness. You got to realize places like Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, those cities have more people than some states. For example, Atlanta has a metro of 6.2 million. So that means that Atlanta has more people than Mississippi and Arkansas put together. Atlanta has more people than Colorado, more people than the metro, more people than Louisiana. So the largest cities has a lot of people that's larger. So you see a lot of homelessness. So you might say, why are you talking about this, Antonio? That's because we need to find a fix to so many homelessness. Also, I did a video where, and I'll do another video, follow-up video, where people say, well, home prices are so high. Well, the problem is there are America has a 7 million home shortage. And I'm going to tag that video into this video so you get a gist of what I mean. So in that mishap, let's go ahead and let's talk about how this one person has been combating homelessness in Canada. So let's go ahead and play this.
A little bit your way, a little bit more.
In a crowded warehouse on Fredericton's north side, a team of builders is moving house, literally, under the watchful eye of Marcel LeBrun.
Yep.
There you go.
Now you can go straight.
Now you can back up. Okay, stop, check, stop.
Navigating these tight corners is no novelty for a mix of volunteers, trainees, and full-time contractors. They're turning out a home a week here.
There's 2 or 3 different designs. They're all fairly small, tiny homes, but they have everything in them. Full kitchen, full bathroom, dining, living area kind of thing.
A software engineer by training, LeBrun is also a multimillionaire. Having sold his social media monitoring company to a U.S. computing giant, LeBrun now pours his time and money into a project to house the homeless.
Hey, come on down, Gary.
Not just house them, but provide the tools they need to lead productive lives.
But really, I see myself as a community builder. And really, what we're doing here isn't just building a little community, but we're building community in our city. Like, how do we help our city be better?
Fredericton, and all of New Brunswick for that matter, can use the help. In the past year, more than 1,800 people in the province have found themselves homeless for at least a day. More than 600 are chronically homeless. At the core of LeBrun's strategy is a community of tiny homes on a strip of unused land sandwiched between a mall and a local First Nation. There are plans for 99 such homes. 74 have been built and occupied so far. Susan Hayward's life went into free fall following her husband's death. She quickly found herself out of money and out of friends.
I ended up with no place to live because I couldn't afford it anymore. I got evicted, stayed with a friend, and she kicked me out. Didn't know where I was going.
Susan isn't an addict. She doesn't have severe mental health issues. But suddenly alone and homeless, she had nowhere else to turn.
How do you pay for food, car insurance, things like that, plus pay for an apartment? And one person just we can't do it.
It's a lot.
You honestly can't. So knowing with this place, it's only 30% of your income. Yeah. That gives you a lot more room to, breathe and not worry.
Makes it more affordable.
Yeah.
Room to breathe and not worry. It's all Susan and her neighbors are looking for. Randy Birch lived in his car for a year before he got on the list for a home at 12 Neighbours. Now he works as a landscaper for the community.
I can remember 30 years ago that the government promised homelessness was going to end in 10 years. Well, here we are 30 years later, and Marcel here has done more than the government has. You know, he's done it in a year.
The fact is, the number of homes on this site represent just a drop in the bucket compared to what's really needed. Marcel LeBrun plans 99 homes here, but admits he could easily fill 200.
You can definitely get overwhelmed when you look at the big picture, at the numbers. So we're going to really work hard to hone in this model to show that not just housing, but housing, affordable housing, plus a managed community, plus developmental support. Poverty is super complex, but I think actually the solutions get a little simple once you start looking at it and realizing that it's actually not that hard. You got to provide a house.
This concept isn't without its concerns. Drug addiction, the sex trade, and interlopers who don't respect boundaries aren't easily left behind. The community employs state-of-the-art security, and it limits access to protect residents from the worst of life on the streets.
We have gates that close at night just so that our community members can come and go. They have cards if they have a car, or if they have a guest, they can register them. But if someone is unregistered, they can't just drive in.
And out here, you're going to have the coffee bar.
So definitely we have to have a lot of people here.
The heart of the 12 Neighbours community will be this enterprise center. There's space here to build more tiny homes for other sites, to open a coffee shop, a teaching kitchen, and even a silk screening business, where Samantha Seymour is learning a trade.
First there's housing, but then there's a community, right? So I have a community of friends who some I call family, right? I have a job because of 12 Neighbours, right? And there's other opportunities, right? So I got counseling when I first moved to 12 Neighbours. Like a counselor came into my house, so there's that. But it's a sense of belonging.
LeBrun is putting his money where his mouth is. He and his wife have already shelled out $4 million of their own money on the project. Combined with provincial and federal contributions, that's $12 million in all. The goal? To make this a self-sustaining community others in Fredericton will want to visit.
We don't want this to be isolated. People feel like, oh, there's something goes on there, but I don't go there. We want people coming here and experiencing this community and it being connecting to the greater Fredericton community.
Okay, so let's talk about the sponsor of this video. Is InVideo. Anonymously share your content with InVideo, creating a faceless YouTube channel. YouTube has become a popular medium for content creators to share their expertise, creativity, and stories with the world in today's digital era. However, not everyone is comfortable presenting their face or disclosing their identity on video. Many people prefer to create faceless YouTube channels for a variety of reasons, including privacy concerns, personal preferences, and the nature of the content itself. By utilizing the powerful video editing features of InVideo, an online video editing platform, you can maintain your anonymity while still delivering compelling and engaging content to your audience. All right, so this is the gentleman that we just looked at. He's a Canadian millionaire and has built 99 tiny homes to reduce homelessness in his town. Marcel LeBrun sold his company for an eight-figure sum and decided to help his local community tackle the prevalent issue of homelessness in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. Frederick has 1,800 people who found themselves homeless for at least a day in the past year, according to the CBC. In an effort to tackle these problems, LeBrun invested $4 million in developing the 12 Neighbours, a gated community, which will ultimately see 99 small homes for the homeless in New Brunswick City. While those homes aren't too spacious, each small property has space for a kitchen, bed, and bathroom. There's also a bit of decking to sit on out front and some solar panels on the roof. I mean, pretty decent. Speaking to CBC, LeBrun explained that the homes will first be put together at a warehouse before being loaded onto concrete blocks, then consists of the building foundations. He said, I see myself as a community builder, and really what we are doing here is not just building a little community, but we are building a community in the city like how we do, we help our city do better. He added that these homes will give these people a sense of responsibility, and formally, the homeless will unite while living in a gated community. Aside from the houses, there are plans for a community center, a coffee shop, which residents will run. He hopes for a teaching kitchen and a silk printing business for people to work in as well. Tiny houses are becoming a trend of tackling the homelessness crisis swiftly, particularly in San Jose, California. Streets are getting tiny homes made out of repurposed shipping containers. The containers usually cost about $150,000 per unit for a 100 home project. Mayor Mahan said the plan offers a solution to California's housing shortage. These are interim solutions to mitigate the impacts, because we cannot have this so-called doom loop happening because of homelessness, where we lose our employers who are the tax base for cities, then we can't fund basic services. This just not a viable path for us. However, some critics have believed this is a short-term solution. That this we can do it faster and cheaper argument that the mayor puts forward. Sure, it sounds great when you're just thumping your chest in front of the microphone. So we definitely want to speak about what was going on in this situation. And I saw this, and it's a feel good story because most Americans are one check away from being in that situation. So never think that you are better than anybody else because, like I said again, most of us are one check away. So this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell after you subscribe. Make sure you donate to the channel so we can beef up the ambiance, the lighting, and everything on the channel so we can put forth great content. Once again, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio, and then we will see you in the next video.